Hello guys, welcome back to your channel 1000 Manga Recap. In the last episode, we saw Su Qingying looking happy. Now let's move forward. Wu Chen asks, Qingying has been living here all this time? Li Ruobing responds, you aren't asking why. With tears streaming down her face, Su Qingying cries out, I've been feeling like me and my husband are centuries apart. Every night without him is extremely unbearable. Wearing his clothes, smelling his scent is the only thing that keeps my heart steady. Wu Chen immediately hugs Su Qingying tightly and whispers, Qingying, you little idiot. A romantic atmosphere envelopes them. Still crying, Su Qingying says, I've missed you, dear. From now on, don't ignore us for so long, okay? Wu Chen smiles warmly and promises, of course, I won't. Suddenly, Xia bursts in angrily, Humph. So the bastard knows how to return. Did you know Qingying missed you so much that she lost 5 to 6 kilograms? Wu Chen gently pats her head. I haven't seen you for a year, Qian. You've grown up so much. Xia blushes and retorts, Qingying missed you so much, her body is close to collapsing, but she has too much work and she's too busy. Of course, I had to help her. Wu Chen, showing his phone, says, right, speaking of work, it's good that you all are here. Let's look at the new plan I made. This is a program about collaborating with Qingying and the Wu family to make special jewelry for the royal families of each country. Li Ruobing snaps, so personally helping the crazy Wu Yurong to get more money isn't enough? And you have to drag Qingying into this too? Wu Chen explains calmly, my love, Qingying and Jinfu Corporation can both help to open international markets. Su Qingying, with a sensual tone, asks, if I do this, will it be easier to see you, dear? Wu Chen replies confidently, it should be a lot easier. Su Qingying agrees, alright, then I agree. Li Ruobing nervously says, Qingying, you. Wu Chen suddenly hugs Li Ruobing and reassures her, my love, all these arrangements are mostly to prepare for the collapse of the Ding family, not to make you so angry. Li Ruobing shyly asks, if you do this, aren't you forcibly increasing the amount of work for little Zhao? She just started learning from Qingying. Xia smiles and adds, don't worry, Sister Ruobing. After this, we can meet more as a family. I think it's also okay. Li Ruobing, surprised, thinks, we became a family. We see Li Ruobing's vivid imagination. Returning to our story, Wu Chen teases, my love, what are you thinking about? Li Ruobing, still lost in thought, mumbles, family members. Wu Chen calls Qing'er, hello? Third lady, what do you want me to do again? Qing'er responds, I need to discuss something with you. You'll need to come back to Beijing. Wu Chen thinks, as long as the situation isn't completely ruined, I'll allow it to worsen for a few days. One reason is to spend time with my family, and the other is to intervene more effectively once things deteriorate further. The next day at the third lady's mansion, Qing'er angrily confronts, so, you finally show up after being a week late? Poof. Another 2 days, and we wouldn't have seen each other again. Wu Chen calmly explains, it's the perfect opportunity I mentioned earlier, third lady. Take your time while we discuss. Qing'er says, my husband's position in the Middle Eastern project is secure now, but my brother and sister-in-law's appeals about his situation have almost brought it to a halt. Basically, you need to go to Austria. Wu Chen responds, I have no problems doing this, but third lady, don't you have to hear some of my conditions first this time? Qing'er challenges, go ahead, let's see how much more you want to ask for. Wu Chen, with a sly smile, says, I want you. Qing'er, taken aback, says, how rude. Wu Chen clarifies, I mean, since fate has brought us together several times, isn't it tiresome to keep beating around the bush? Why not establish a long-term strategic partnership to simplify these matters? As for other aspects, as I mentioned earlier, I don't take advantage of anyone's misfortune. But, like you said before, third lady, I'm not lacking in confidence at all. Qing'er, contemplating, says, I'll say what to do first. Layside port and the bridges project were all stopped due to some complicated reasons. We have to come up with a plan to recover this and deliver it on time. This is going to be much harder than getting rid of those photos, and it's out of the country. Do you think you can handle this well? Wu Chen asks, any details? Qing'er explains, the local state leaders spent so much money they don't even care about these things. The project was taken by a tribe who wanted to cause trouble. Currently, the small roads to transport the equipment to the worksite from the harbor are all broken, and the engineers are mostly back to their home country. Wu Chen, understandingly, says, alright, I understand. The Dong family's departure formalities are nearly complete, right? Third lady should wait for me, and guide the Wu family through entering the Middle Eastern project. Qing'er, confused, asks, huh? What do you mean wait for you? Wu Chen laughs, ha ha, your response is a little interesting. We see Qing'er thinking about Wu Chen. Nervously, she mutters, this Wu Chen. Damn bastard. The next day in Austria, Lei Sai. Li Rutai asks, brother-in-law, why did you bring us and some people to this workplace? Wu Chen replies, you'll find out soon. Let's go inside and talk first. We see a lady named Leah. Leah says, nice to meet you, Mr. Wu, I'm Leah. Once the sea engineers went back to their home country, the workers didn't do anything and just went home. Wu Chen says, since you're not busy at the moment, be my temporary assistant. The new engineers will start arriving in 3 days. Inform your coworkers to return to work then. Leah, surprised, says, really? Alright, I'll let them know. Wu Chen continues, next, I need to find those tribes that have been causing trouble. Can you be my translator? Leah nervously responds, they really shouldn't be provoked, you know. Li Rutai confidently says, with my brother-in-law and me here, what do you have to fear? It's not just one tribe, we can handle 10 tribes, can we? Leah looks confused. 2 hours later. We see tribes armed with guns. Li Rutai slowly says, these people are armed with AKs, and they're still called tribes? We see the tribe's leader. The leader sternly says, you want to repair the small roads for the bridge project? Absolutely not. Those roads disrupt the paths we use to fetch water for our 10 tribes. It takes us 10 hours round trip now just to get water. How are we supposed to manage our daily tasks? Li Rutai comments, there are so many concubines around him, the stuff we have to do seems to be quite a lot. Wu Chen calmly says, Tai, stay calm. The leader declares, tradition must be followed. You have the qualifications to lead, and now you must bear the responsibility and fulfill your obligation. You have to make a choice. Wu Chen, thinking quickly, says, then I'll just select one at random. Wu Chen points at a girl, I'll pick her. The leader, surprised, turns around and starts discussing with a few elders. Wu Chen, confused, asks, what are they discussing about? Is it some kind of forbidden ritual? Leah explains, it's not. Mr. Wu, the person you selected is the elder chief's daughter. Wu Chen gets surprised. We see Li Rutai getting sad and starting to imagine. We see Wu Chen sleeping with the leader's daughter and having 2 kids. The kids say, hi, auntie. Hi, Uncle Atai. We return to our story. Li Rutai says, brother-in-law, whatever you did, I have no words. The leader says, selecting my daughter complicates the process slightly, as you still need to uphold our family's tradition. Wu Chen asks, what else do I need to do? The leader explains, the reason why my family is named the Elder Chief is because, during ancient times, our shooting ability completely surpassed others and could bring huge amounts of food to the tribe. This art hasn't been lost for thousands of years. Thus, if you want to become part of our family, you need to be able to shoot 5 flying birds at the same time. Wu Chen confidently says, I understand. I don't want to waste any more time, so I won't be going out to hunt. Instead, I'll buy about 10 flying pigeons and demonstrate the required strength. Is that acceptable? The leader says, if you have that strength, then it's fine. 1 hour later. Li Rutai says, brother-in-law, get ready. We see Wu Chen's first pick a gun and shoot. Second, he picks a bow and shoots. And third, he picks up a stone and throws it. We see lots of dead birds. Wu Chen asks, is this enough? Do you still need other methods to show my strength? The leader nervously says, no need, this is enough. Wu Chen says, gather a few experienced colleagues and bring the necessary equipment. Tomorrow, we will start building the wells together. The next day. Ladies happily say, water came out, water came out. From now on, we can get water right near our house. Li Rutai asks, brother-in-law, where did you learn all these skills? Suddenly, Leah appears and says, Mr. Wu, just now, officials from the city government came with official documentation. They informed us that they don't support continuing our work. Apparently, there are still segments of the project not meeting standards. Wu Chen says, you'll know soon enough. Wu Chen, while giving the papers, says, greetings, leader. I'm the new person in charge of the Layside Bridge contract. Here are the materials we owed. A man says, if you want to hand over materials, go to the administration hall. Why are you here? Wu Chen says, I'm not here to threaten you. I want to work with you. Hey friends. This manga is about to end. What kind of manga would you like me to start explaining next? If you like my video, please share and subscribe.